What if I told you there's a place on Earth so sacred it draws more visitors than many of the world's most famous landmarks? Well, today we're taking a journey to the heart of that spiritual magnet, Tirumala, the ancient mountain home of Lord Venkateswara.
To get a sense of the sheer scale we're talking about, just look at this number. That's over 235 million people who've made the pilgrimage here. To put that into perspective, that's more than the entire population of Brazil. It's an absolutely staggering testament to the spiritual pull of this one sacred place.
And at the very heart of it all is Lord Sri Venkateswara, a form of the Hindu deity Vishnu. The story goes that he made these hills his home over 5,000 years ago. So today, we're going to explore the massive 16-acre temple complex that grew right around his presence.
And hey, before we really dive in on our virtual tour, let's just get comfortable with the name itself. It's Tirumala. So here's our plan. We're going to follow the exact path a pilgrim would take. We'll start by understanding why this mountain is so sacred in the first place, then we'll pass through the grand entrances, journey towards the inner sanctum, explore the temple's very heart, and finally uncover some of the living legends that make this place so incredible. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the sacred mountain itself, because really, to understand the temple, you first have to understand the spiritual foundation of the very land it's built on. You see, according to the legend, before Lord Venkateswara ever arrived, these hills actually belonged to another deity, Lord Varahaswamy. He granted the land, but with one condition, that he would receive the first darshan, that's the first sacred viewing and offerings, from every single devotee. It's a spiritual agreement that's still honored to this day. So, with that sacred history in mind, we can begin our approach. We're about to pass through layers and layers of history, starting with the grand entrances, beginning with the main gate, the Maha Dwaram. What's so fascinating is that this main entrance isn't just one single gate. It's actually a sequence of 3, and each one draws you deeper into the sacred space. A pilgrim passes first through brass, then through silver, and finally through the golden gate that leads right towards the heart of the temple. And just inside, you're greeted by figures from both myth and history. First, you have the celestial guardians of the Lord's treasure. Then, you'll see these incredible copper statues of great royal patrons, like the Emperor Sri Krishna Devarayalu and his consorts. These figures really represent the centuries of devotion that helped build and sustain this temple. Okay, so we've passed the guardians and patrons, and now we journey even deeper into the temple. You'll see that the very layout of this space is designed to guide the spiritual experience as we move toward the inner sanctum. A central idea for any pilgrim here is pradakshinam, which is the act of walking clockwise around a sacred space as a form of prayer. And the first major pathway we encounter is the Sampangi pradakshinam. It actually gets its name from the fragrant sampangi flowers that once filled this entire area, all grown for the worship of the Lord. After that first big courtyard, we reach the second major gateway, the Vendi Vakili, or the silver entrance. Crossing this threshold is a really big deal. It brings us to the inner pathway that circles the main shrine itself. We are getting so much closer now. And this inner path leads us right to our destination, the very heart of the temple. The Ananda Nilayam, or the abode of bliss, which houses the sacred inner sanctum. Guarding this final entrance, the Bangaru Vakili, or golden door, are the 2 celestial gatekeepers, Jaya and Vijaya. Passing between them signifies that you are about to enter the most sacred space imaginable, the personal chamber of the Lord. Now here's a really fascinating insight. Many people assume there is just one idol in the sanctum, but there are actually 5 of them. Each one, known as the Panchabaralu, serves a completely unique purpose. So, one presides over the daily court, another receives the final nightly rituals, and another, the Malayappa Swami, is the one you actually see brought out of the temple for festivals. It just goes to show you that the divine presence here is truly multifaceted. But, a temple like Tirumala is so much more than just stone and ritual. It's animated by centuries of living stories. And that brings us to our final section, where we explore the legends that make this a place of active, living faith. So let's start with something every single pilgrim experiences, the food offering, or prasadam. Have you ever just stopped and wondered how the temple prepares these sacred offerings on such a massive scale every single day? The answer lies in the temple kitchen, known as the potu. But this isn't just any kitchen.
The legend holds that Vakula Devi, who is Lord Srinivas's foster mother, personally supervises all the cooking to make sure it's absolutely perfect for her son. There's even a small hole kept in the kitchen wall, symbolically allowing her to oversee the preparations. It's just a beautiful tradition that infuses this daily task with a real sense of maternal love. Another famous legend is the one about the devotee Untold and his crowbar. As the story goes, he was digging a pond when the Lord, disguised as a young boy, tried to help him out. Well, Untold got annoyed and actually threw his crowbar, striking the boy's chin. Later, he was horrified to see the main idol bleeding from that exact same spot. He applied camphor to the wound, a tradition that continues to this very day. And what's incredible is that the actual crowbar is still displayed on the temple wall, a real physical link to this powerful story. After the sacred viewing, the darshan, of the main deity, a pilgrim's final act is often a visit to the Sri Handi. This is the collection pot where devotees leave offerings to fulfill their vows to the Lord. It's also believed a mystical symbol for prosperity is placed right beneath it, making this a really pivotal moment in the pilgrimage. And here's one final, beautiful concept. On the Golden Tower, way up above the sanctum, there's an image of the Lord. It's believed that just a glimpse of this image is as sacred as seeing the main idol inside. It's such a powerful idea that the divine presence isn't just confined to one spot. It radiates outwards for everyone to see. And so we come full circle. From ancient agreements and celestial guardians to living legends of crowbars and divine kitchens, Tirumala is so much more than a temple. It's a whole universe of faith. And it leaves us with one final question. What is that intangible force that draws millions, year after year, on this incredible journey? Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please do like, subscribe, and share with your friends.